look at. Honestly, I've been busy doing some long-term issues, so I haven't seen the Python issue tracker in a long time. Wonder if there's something that's interesting for Fedora.
Okay, let's take a look.
Or maybe if we should look in Bugzilla. Let's see. Are there any pull requests from you?
I don't think so.
No.
There are issues from me, but those are like test profiling, test threaded tests, multiprocessing tests. Those are all things. There is one installation related thing. I'm sending that to chat.
Build details JSON should be installed to different
Yes.
locations for non-debug builds and have distinct base interpreter.
So, what happened here? There is a file generated, build details.json, and it stores a value of a base interpreter. But for some reason, the upstream test suite works differently than us, and that's probably because we are just doing this consecutive builds. So only one copy of the file is stored, and when we start testing it, the data is just not reflected correctly.
Oh. And Felipe says, just ship the file for the main interpreter. You probably shouldn't install the file in alt install. Better document expectations for scenarios like yours. Yeah, this would be, I guess, the main point. Because everything I know about this, well, since I know nothing about this, I would need to read the pep for it. Let's accept it. Where is it installed to? In the platform independent standard library directory, like userlib python 3.14 build details JSON. Is it installed there in Fedora? Slip 64, right?
You're not sharing anything if you're sharing anything with the world and not with me.
Thank you. Let me share that. 34 build details JSON. There it is. And it says the base interpreter is this thing, which is correct. And do we have... Aha! So this one is wrong.
Yes. That could have happened.
And for D, yeah, for D there's... for D it's not different, so there it should probably be wrong. But yeah, debug and non-debug are installed to the same location. Same location, but they have a different base interpreter, right? So maybe base interpreters should be an array.
And they would store all the possibilities? Or how would that work?
Oh no, because you also have libpython here. Like, so there's... So this pep says it should be in this location, but doesn't say anything about the case where multiple interpreters share the same stdlib. Why is it platform independent and not the platform dependent one? You could have different ones as well. Oh, it says unless unfeasible due to technical limitations. It should be installed into additional locations and under a different name. Future PEPs should define additional install location with better discoverability. Huh. Okay, so it's definitely a bug that the build details for the T version have the wrong base interpreter. I don't know if that's Fedora's fault or Python's fault.
I have packaged this package. It may be Fedora's fault. That's definitely, I think that might have happened. Let's take a look at how we do it. And if we ever...
But apparently it has the right libpython. How do you do it?
We're not doing anything specific to it, as far as I know.
Dash details. We just copied in. How is it generated? Generate build details.py. Base interpreter is set to Python blah 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 version. So this is wrong.
Great. Not Fedora's fault.
Not Fedora's fault, no. Sysconfig getpath scripts. Oh, so the Python should probably generate this in the same way as make install does, right? Install targets. What are install targets? Maybe I want to look at the generated make file. install, bin install, bin install, common install, alt bin install, and it right, what does this do? Does there bin there Python 3 exa or I don't know what dash h is, but it gets removed, then it links Python version exa to Python 3 exa. What is exa? Exa is nothing on Linux. So yeah, so this is correct. This is correct for the way Python installs stuff. And since Fedora generates the user bin blah 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 t name, it should probably change the build details as well.
I'm very unsure now, but I think the fact that we are generating this user Python t comes from CPython upstream. It's not the thing we've done.
Oh, this is the bare Python. Right. Ah, I see. Okay, so let's look in alt bin install then. This should install the the binary. Python version exa. Install the interpreter with version affixed. And what is version? Version is 3.15.
But LD version is version plus.
Version is not LD version.
Yeah,
Then it removes Python version. And conditionally removes Python version exa. And then it links Python LD version exa. Oh, this is linking. This one is it. Okay, installs Duster Bindle Python LD version. Ah, right. I see. So Wait, so it installs LD version. So that's the one with the flag. And then
Mhm.
if the version is not the same as the LD version, then let me see what this test stuff is. Dash H. So, okay, then if the one without the flags is a regular file or a symbolic link, then it gets removed.
Mhm.
And after that, it's created as a link to the LD version one.
Mhm.
So in all cases, CPython will install the binary without the flag, even if you do the alt bin install.
Mhm.
Trouble is, you then install the main version as well, and presumably that overrides this.
Oh, I get it.
But let's look at the specification here for base interpreter. Path to the Python interpreter of the base installation. So this says nothing about whether this should be the one with the flags or not. So technically this is not an issue in CPython, but it would probably be better to add the LD here.
Mhm.
Let's see. I configure with kill disabled. And make and install. Then in here we should get prefix space interpreter is the one without flags, and if I put an LD here, and I don't know what I need to do again, configure, make, install.
So I'm reading the PEP. And I see that the build details JSON has got defined more fields, one of them being ABI object with an array called flags. So even though the base interpreter is without anything, without any indication to the type of build, there should be ABI object filled in that file later.
Yes.
So maybe that is by design.
Uh, Well, that's not really related to the name of the base interpreter.
Mhm.
I think this would be a valid patch to send to CPython. Like use LD version in here, because Python does install the Python LD version exe, and that's also the exe, right? So this thing is probably it should probably have the exe as well to be correct on a Mac.
Uh-huh. I'm wondering, we hit this problem. I don't remember whether the PEP was implemented way beforehand, um, because the folders in which how was it? We were changing the layout of the folders directories in which standard library for free threading build was stored.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in the release cycle of 3.14. So there, like, I suspect there may be a mismatch that it was designed in the previous phase of how it looked, and then it was overlooked when the scheme changed.
So now the problem is if I do make install, then in bin I get Python 3, Python 3.15, Python 3.15 TD. Which might be because I didn't clean this before. No, it's... Wait, Python 3 TD and Python 3.15 are the same thing? Oh. That... That's weird. There should be a link. No, in alt install it's... So with alt install I probably need to do an alt install. It's a link and a bin install. It will remove this and it should still create a link called Python 3 to Python 3.15. And that's with the version and also LD version. Yeah, so Python will install both binaries, both the one with just the version and the one with the LD version. I don't know if you can find any documentation from the time this was implemented, but I assume It's like the one with just the version is meant to be overwritten.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can find any documentation that says it's meant to be overwritten, then it would be proper to put the LD version here. But yeah, you can definitely carry this as a Fedora patch. Put the LD there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just skip the test.
Put the LD here and see what happens, and we'll send it upstream and
Mm-hmm.
see if Felipe has anything to say about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll try to do it. Let's see where it goes.
Now, how does Fedora install Python? We'll install free threading debug, then free threading, then optimized. Yeah, so any common files will be overridden with later builds. Yep.
Because even with the patch, the file will be regenerated on each installation, like rewritten, not regenerated.
For for debug, yes, because the debug ones share the directory it's installed in.
Oh,
But
sure.
the free threading one has a T in the directory name.
True.
Yeah, so this is the proper patch for Fedora, I think. For Mac, you should have an exa there as well, but who knows what happens on Macs.
No one was loud about something happening to their build, so I guess.
And is there anything that lacks the exa? No. Yeah, it should have the exa, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else? Assertion error. Is this... Oh, this is on PPCLE64, which no one except Victor has access to, right?
I think there were at least two architectures in the main in the first report. There was
Ah,
okay, so it happened multiple times on multiple arches on multiple systems.
so the test is skipped in Fedora, right?
Yes, it is.
Huh. And the test failed consistently?
I think so. I think so. I think I reported it while the builds were lasting.
Huh. That's weird. So it didn't happen on my machine.
Maybe
Why did it
it-
happen in Fedora? Is it some kind of weird container infrastructure?
What was it?
Are these Koji builds or Copper builds?
Oh, that was Koji, and as I see on our CI, so that was on testing farm on some
Oh,
probably also uses it also uses Koji. This is not from Copper mock builds.
so let's see what that test does. 578. It's now very different, I guess. Just test interrupt. Self-kill process. With multiprocessing process interrupt. So what does this do? Makes a process for sleep sum event. Waits. Terminates. Oh, it waits for an event. Okay. Calls the method, which is kill process. returns the exit code. Code 1 is hard-coded for all code exceptions, and that's for target, which is sleep some event. Huh? And multiprocessing base process bootstrap. Where's base process bootstrap defined? Multiprocessing process.py. Okay, so what does this do? It returns an exit code. For success it's 0, for system exit it's a given code, and otherwise it's 1 for any uncaught exception. And the assertion error here was -2. Well, that sucks. -2 would be -2 exit code means an error, means a signal killed the process.
Mhm.
And what is this multiprocessing process interrupt? Be open interrupt. So it's what is popen then? Self popen? Not implemented error. Ah. So we're looking at test multiprocessing spawn. Spawn POSIX. So this is the popen, and does it have interrupt? No. So it inherits from popen fork, and this has the interrupt, which sends SIGINT, which is SIGINT is 2. Okay. So what's happening here is that this kill process will start a process which runs some kind of target function, which is sleeps, or sets an event and then sleeps for 100 seconds. After the event is set, this will call the method which is interrupt, and so it'll interrupt this process, so send SIGINT to it, and apparently that process should catch the SIGINT and raise an exception. For some reason it doesn't do that. For some reason the SIGINT is not caught and turns into -2, which means the SIGINT killed the process. Why does it do that here? Well, I guess there's a whole another traceback above it.
So can it be that it's because of the how the containers are set up in this build system of Fedora?
Might be. It might be because the whole thing is not set up yet. And so what's happening here? Just interrupt. Traceback. Reason called last. So this probably comes from the process, and it received a keyboard interrupt. Where is it? It's running runtests.py, and it's apparently. Oh no, this is the multiprocessing subprocess, because this is spawning a subprocess. It's running module code for libregretest worker, and it's apparently in the middle of importing runtests.py, where it's creating some data class. And at that moment, this keyboard interrupt comes. Okay, so what might be happening here is that the interrupt comes here. What does terminate do? Wait, no. What is being executed here? What does terminate do? So that'll be again somewhere in popen fork. That should send a sig term, not a sigint. What happens when you send sig term to Python? Does it die? no exception. Okay, so that's not it. But apparently this is in the middle of importing something. Oh, this is running the main module, which is libreggertest. Fix up main from name. I think this is new in 3.14. Runs main. Libreggertest worker. Let's look at the spawn here.
One of the things that changed is that spawn is now. Oh no, it's not.
Spawn
It
will
was
now
for-
import import the main module. And it's ran as np main. As part of this prepare, we have prepare here, and prepare is called from the main here. Main. Operation data, prepare, and then it does bootstrap. Ah, this is so complicated. So as part of this preparation, it imports the entire libreggertest test suite, because that happens to be a main module. The main module of the thing that's calling the subprocess. Maybe that's why these tests take so damn long. But why does it get keyboard interrupt when it's still in prepare? Like, who sent that?
Keyboard interrupt was mentioned in the test itself, somewhere in that interrupt.
No, this is the interrupt here. Interrupt will send SIGINT, which is hopefully the keyboard interrupt signal. Yes. So this should send the keyboard interrupt. This meth here is the interrupt method now of this process, of this P. Multiprocessing process interrupt. So this one, and that'll send the keyboard interrupt. The problem is we're waiting for an event here. And this event got passed to the process as an argument, and the process should be executing this function, which sets the event, right? But here, we're still in prepare, so that target function should not have been executing it. Should not have been started. So the event should not have been set. So this code should still be waiting for it. And should be sending keyboard interrupts. So what is this event wait? Multiprocessing event. Processing event, clone of threading event. Let's wait. True returns if the event happened, false if a timeout happened, right? So this says if a timeout happened, a short timeout, then we should terminate, wait for the process to be terminated and fail the test. This means that the event was set, and the only way it's being set is here. So something is definitely wrong. Where else is this event going to? Only here. Sleep some event. Is the default here being set there? Huh. And you said the only machine this can be reproduced on is some kind of test farm, right?
I'm checking that right now. I ran a build on my machine, but it's testing now, and it's going to take some more time, unfortunately.
Oh, and it also happens in test interrupt no handler.
Yes, and I think that was more flaky, or because it was like tend to fail. I would interpret my own words as sometimes it happens more often than not.
So this does kill process. The process interrupt target itself sleep no end handler. Yeah, that's the only thing that's different here, and the difference between those two functions is SIGINT should be treated in the default way, and then the exit code should be -SIGINT. Right, so this disables keyboard interrupt handling entirely. Oh, and in this case, the exit code was -1. Wow. That's weird. It's almost like the target was switched between those two. Wow. And did both of these fail at the same time, or one or the other?
Mm, not sure really. But I think that was the same build we tried to package into Fedora, and just PPC 64LE is one of those architectures that take longer to build.
Oh,
And that was fork server.
no, both fork server and spawn, but they should be very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have no idea how this could happen, honestly.
I'm running it as we speak. Test processes from multiprocessing spawn is running on my machine, so
Well,
I can definitely spawn a test build on Koji and take a look like whether it happens still with 315.
I run this test a few times a day, so it doesn't happen on my machine.
Okay.
Weird. Anyway, we're out of time, unfortunately.
Okay.
We might continue this next time if it's interesting.
It is interesting. I see value in it, even though it's not planned or not a plan of some like bigger deal. So if you are willing to spend
Sure.
some more time debugging
Yeah,
Fedora Python,
let's
well,
debug with random issues. It's always fun.
okay,
Nice.
I'll try to submit this LD version patch and see what happens. I'm going to test it first. Uh, and yeah,
Okay.
thank you for helping with that.
Thank